Hi, my name is Abhishek Somarajan, and today I am going to be sharing my comprehensive takeaway from the course Engineering Ethics and Sustainability. This course honestly surprised me. I came in with a lot of expectations for theory, but what I found was something far more relevant. Basically, what I found was a set of ideas that directly connects engineering work to human life. So, now let me walk you through the key learnings module by module. Of course, by that's followed by my personal reflections. So yeah, let's uh let's jump directly into module one. So in here, module one, it focuses on the fundamentals of ethics. The course opened with the fundamentals of ethics, and the very first distinction it drew was between personal ethics and professional ethics. Personal ethics are the values we develop throughout the upbringing, culture, and life experiences. Personal ethics, on the other hand, are the formal codes that are set by bodies like IEEE or even NSPE. We also explored concepts like civic virtue. That is basically the responsibility engineers have to give back to the society. Integrity in design and research. That basically means being honest and transparent even when under pressure. Under pressure. And the serious ethical implications of plagiarisms were also discussed. In engineering, misrepresenting someone else's work or copying someone else's work isn't just academically wrong. It can lead to flawed designs or even cause harm to the human life. So then we move on into the digital revolutions, covering data ethics, cybersecurity, and how high technologies can deepen social inequalities if we are not careful. The idea that algorithms can be biased or the rural populations are left out of technology really made me think, then who are we designing all this for? If the needy doesn't get it, who are we really designing it for? That's the question I'm asking. So yeah, leave it. And finally, we look at gender studies. Now we understand concepts like gender identity, gender expressions, stereotypes, and the historical underrepresentations of women in STEM. This wasn't just a social awareness content. It was a call for actions to engineers to build an inclusive technology and workspace. So yeah, I think I've covered almost everything of the module one. So yeah, now let's jump into module two. Yeah, module two. In module two, we focus on the environmental side of the ethics. The ideals that our moral responsibility doesn't end with humans but extend to nature around us. That's a really deep quote, guys. It really shocked me. So yeah, there are basically three key frameworks that basically shaped this module in my sense, in my idea. So yeah, first, anthropocentrism, the human-centered view. It's basically the human-centered, where nature has the value only which benefits us. This has historically driven a lot of environmental destructions and similar problems. So yeah, second, biocentrism, which extends moral consideration to all living organisms, not just humans, and not just humans, but all the other organisms are also included. And third, ecocentrism, the most holistic view, which says the entire ecosystem, including the non-living organisms like even river or river and mountain, have an interesting value. Then we explored sustainable engineering principles, including the triple bottom line. There is the PPT. This is actually three. Yeah, whatever. Then we explored sustainable engineering principles that included the triple bottom line, balancing economic, social, and environmental considerations. So yeah, enough with the module two. Let's dive into module three. So yeah, it's the same PPT. So in module 3, we focus on the concepts like hydrology, zero waste, and circular economy, starting with hydrology and water management. I learned that water scarcity is not just a distant problem. It's happening in Indian cities right now. Over extraction of groundwater, pollution from industrial effluents, and climatic changes are all converging to create a crisis. Engineers have a central role to play here through rainwater harvesting, water cycle recycling, smart water irrigations, and responsible dam designs. Yeah. In zero waste section, it introduced me to 5 R's, and those are refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. The case of Kamikatsu, a city in Japan, sorry, a town in Japan, oh, both the same thing, right? Yeah, a town in Japan that segregate waste into 45 different categories. Just and actually over 80% of its waste are genuinely recycled. So not in Japan. I can think of an example here in India. I mean, in Kerala. The Sabrimala Green Protocol showed that Kerala is capable of culturally adapting zero waste principles. One of it's implemented yet, yeah. Okay. The circular economy was perhaps the most conceptually rich topic, moving away from the linear take, make, dispose model towards a regenerative loop. And Regoth offered a more radical challenge. Maybe the solution isn't smarter consumption, but less consumption altogether. And yeah, I guess module 3 is that. So yeah, let's go to module 4. So yeah, in module 4, we look into renewable energy and sustainable development. The final module brought everything together through the lens of renewable energy and climatic changes. We surveyed the range of renewable sources like solar PV, solar thermal, onshore and offshore wind, hydropower, biomass, biogas, and emerging technologies like green hydrogen, tidal, and geothermal energy. India's ambition to achieve 450 to 500 gigawatts of renewable capacity are recurring by 2030, I guess. Hopefully, yeah. What I found most valuable was the framework for engineering responses. The triple responsibility of mitigation, adaptability, and resilience. Engineers don't just reduce emission; we also help society adapt, and we build a strong long-term resilience to smart city, early warning systems, and all that. So yeah, the section on environmental policies gave context to certain laws or policies in a way, like Environmental Protection Act in 1986, the Paris Agreement, and the UN sorry, unsustainable development goals. These aren't just a policy document; they are framework that engineers are expected to operate within and to contribute to. So yeah, so on my personal reflection on all these topics are on a higher, I mean on another level. Like before this course, I thought that ethics is something separate from engineering, a soft topic alongside the hard technical work. This course fundamentally challenged the view, and now I see ethics as an embedded in every decision that I make. That could be from material that I choose to the project I will be a part of. So yeah, the one idea that stayed with me above all of this is primitive crisis. The idea that ethical responsibility means anticipating harm before it happens, not fixing it before the damage occurs. So as a result of studying all these tropes, I present a few action plans for my side, and they are: first, I will practice life cycle thinking in my projects. Second, I will actively apply the triple bottom line, making sure that any system or product I work on consider that not just economically efficient, but socially impact and environmentally sustainable too. Third, I will stay informed about the environmental policies and the India's renewable energy targets. Yeah, and finally, I want to bring the spirit of preventive ethics into everything I do. So, To close this course, this course taught me that being a good engineer is not just technical excellence. It's not just about excellence. It's about being responsible, ethical, and environmentally conscious also. Professionals who understand the human and ecological consequences of their work. We are, as the note put it, not just technical problem solvers. We are the moral leaders in making. And I believe this is one of the most important things that this course have taught me. Thank you for your time.